What's up, my know-it-alls? Well, it's that time. It's Tuesday. Wait, no, it's Wednesday. Sorry. We missed Trek Talk Tuesday yesterday. Life got really busy, but we got it today. So we're going to talk about the episode, and then we'll jump into tomorrow. Ready to go. I'll be doing the episode tomorrow, and then, of course, Trek Talk Tuesday is following next week as well. But, yeah, man, overall, I'm down. You ready to talk some Star Trek?
I'm ready.
Here we go. Star Trek, Trek Talk Tuesdays. We are going to discuss Strange New Worlds episode Spock Amok. We're also going to take a look at next week's episode as well. So stick around. All that and more right up next. Man, I tell you what, how about this episode?
I liked it. It was kind of fun.
Yeah, right? By the way, love the comm badge and the new pips. See, fully in uniform, our new Chief Medical Officer, Lieutenant Commander. That's right. Anyways, yeah, Lieutenant Commander, Chief Medical Officer here of the USS Know-it-all. Miss
U.S. Know-it-all.
Lieutenant Commander,
yes.
Lieutenant Commander Know-it-all, and her captain, the Captain Know-it-all. Anyways, yeah, man, I tell you what, this was fun. I had a good time with it.
You know, and I think for the fact that I thought it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I think were you nervous that I wasn't going to like it?
Kind of.
Really?
Because it was a little tongue-in-cheek. But I'm used to Star Trek having, like, your serious, hardcore, either two-parter or just a hardcore character episode, and then immediately followed by something very light. Okay. So I'm used to that dichotomy, and so I was able to digest that. So what did you think about it?
I liked it. I really liked the episode, and because, you know, you have pulled me into this world, that should say something if I liked it. Because I know very little about Star Trek, I mean, considering. So I really liked this episode. I did.
What did you think of the opening dream sequence, that whole thing?
That was pretty cool.
Did you?
That was pretty cool.
So you know the music. And I think I might have spoiled this at the time when we were watching it. That was the original Star Trek Amok time from the original series.
I think you did say that, yeah.
Yeah, that whole that was awesome, and it was so cool to hear it. And the thing is, they didn't try to like hide it. They didn't try to cover up the song so that it was blended in with whatever current thing. They just said, "This is what you're seeing. We're going to show you.
This is why we're playing the music."
That's it. So I enjoyed it. Yeah, man. I thought it was neat seeing Spock have to get into his own head. You know, really have to dig deep and so I've said this a bunch of times. We're seeing the beginning of a lot of these characters. Spock, Uhura, these where they were before the original series, so to speak. And I believe firmly, regardless of whether or not you're like, I like this episode, I hate this episode, whatever. I believe very firmly that you get this episode, they're doing, I don't want to say their best, but they're doing a really good job trying to not hide, but really keep those those issues. They want us to arrive at TOS, or at least feel like we're going to get there.
That makes sense, yeah.
Right, and so I'm not.
Do you feel that way since I've watched? I don't.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm about that. I don't have a problem with that. I wanted to go also while we're doing this same thing and I realized we didn't really look at any of the comments this week. So I figured, why not spring it on you? We'll do it right now, real time.
Yay.
So I'm going to the Spock Amok episode, and I'll see what the we'll do the review, and we'll see what the what kind of comments we got. 35 comments, geez Louise. Let's take a look. Oh, cool. Yeah. Okay, so Box Top Dollar says, anyone who loves Spock Amok, take a moment to freeze frame and appreciate the dress and headdress Gia Sendu, who plays T'Pring, is wearing on Vulcan during the battle. It is astounding. It has this liquidity flowing random strip pattern that is form-fitting and bracketed in the same pattern with something that resembles jaguar heads. And that headdress has anything like it been more beautiful. It shouldn't even win a television award for costuming. It should win an Academy Award. High praise, my friend. High praise. I like where your head's at. Yeah, man, what'd you think? What'd you think of the costume?
I thought it was gorgeous.
It was. I will bring up the image
bring up
just to help. Yeah. This is the one they're talking about.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty. I was going to mention something about it. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, she did a good job.
That's it's.
Well, and if you look at, let me bring up.
Almost looks functional.
It does. Let me bring up a mock time, some images, and see what the outfit was that she was wearing. So this is essentially the character that she's playing. Yeah, the old outfit wasn't nearly as good as this one. This is the whole drum thing they used, and they even had that green quartz looking hammer thing. So again, a lot of good stuff happening in the episode, and I was pleased by the fact that they really went to a lot of trouble to try to make a lot of those things, to make it look the way they did. Right. I liked it. I was a big fan.
Daryl Harris.
Read it.
Hey, I just discovered your channel and I love it. I'm a very big Star Trek fan and I go back to TOS. Love it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Daryl. We appreciate that, man. We're big fans too. We love it also. So that makes me happy. Thank you. Okay, so this next person is Bill Cal, Bilcal. Enjoyed your take on the episode. I thought it was funny that Pike didn't even miss a beat when Spock and T'Pring confessed they had switched bodies.
Yep. He was like, "All right, cool. Let's move along."
Awesome.
How do we fix this?
No, totally. He's like, "Really? We have a diplomatic mission to complete. We can't let that distract us." On something of a tangent, I hope they address how crew members handle loss, and that we saw, because Chief Kyle had that issue from a previous one. So yeah, no, I agree. Let's see, the ship gets repaired at the starbase, but what about the crew? Especially since there's no ship's counselor position yet. Made sure to subscribe. Oh, thanks so much. I appreciate you subscribing. Thank you. That's a great observation too, by the way. Mm-hmm. And we have Deanna Troi in the future in Next Generation, and you've had some of that counseling mentality happening there. But that's because of how messed up these years were. They actually said that in the original Next Generation episode. I think it was in the pilot. They were like, yeah, the counselor position is a new position because, they realized deep space can have effects and they need to have someone to help with that. And that's ultimately what brought that thing up. So, yeah, man. Very simple. John Seaver says, this was a fun show. Loved it. And Mr. Know-It-All. Thanks, guys. We appreciate you guys, too. Yeah, what a fun channel. Loved your review and was happy to subscribe. I look forward to your future Trek reviews and your other content. Thanks a lot, James. Appreciate that as well. And actually, you know what? I will give a quick little welcome aboard. There you go. When that showed up when you got notified of that comment, I just did it live on the show. Crazy, I know. Anyways, there is a whole list. Michael Strathmore, we loved you last week. I still love you. But he has an entire comment. Please go back to the comment section of that episode. Take a look through. He gives some really deep thought about some of these parts. He didn't like this episode. Thought it was a terrible episode. Still likes the show. Thought this episode wasn't that great. Totally understood, man. Not every episode's everyone's cup of tea. Yeah. Their episodes are going to be better than others. I'm kind of still waiting for the shoe to drop and for me to find a bad episode in this batch. I haven't yet. So, because I kind of liked this one. He does bring up a good point that I'm going to talk about for a second. Comedy is very hard to do. The reason why I feel like, and I'm not arguing with Michael, so please don't argue with Michael. And I like everybody to have the chance to comment. I like us to be able to have dialogue. So this is where I'm responding. I felt like comedy, yes, it's difficult. However, part of what doing writing, as a writer, I had to write. The pilot I wrote was a comedy. Pilot we filmed was a comedy. Yeah. I remember the day we made the decision to do that kind of a pilot. I tried to, for almost an entire day, immerse myself in the genre. It was a very specific kind of genre. And so my wife and I watched tons of episodes of different shows, series that did similar things in the genre, if nothing else to get a better understanding. Mm-hmm. The next thing I did was I wrote the episode. Mm-hmm. And then I called 4 comedians who were writers, had them come to the house, and had them actually read my script full-blown, start to finish, give me notes, tell me what might make something better, give me their opinions and thoughts on what would make a scene work versus one that didn't. I really wanted I wanted somebody who understands comedic timing to really give me their take. Okay, all that having been said, I liked what they did with the episode. I didn't think it was bad. Were there some parts that were stiff? Sure. But I think they were stiff the way anybody would be in this type of thing. So the one thing I liked is they didn't bother making a lesser show and lesser writers would make the entire episode the body swap. You wouldn't tell the captain. You guys there'd be hijinks galore. That's the catchphrase of the episode, and you'd eventually get to the full disclosure, and then it was like, oh man, you should have told us that. Okay, you get this whole, and they didn't do that. You don't get the body swap part till about 2/3 into the episode, or 2/3 left.
Yeah.
So a third of the way into the episode, then you suddenly get this, and it's still secondary to a lot of other things going on in the episode. So I liked it worked. What's hilarious is I started subscribing. Some of you fellow folks in the Star Trek world who are doing podcasts and doing shows, I've subscribed to your shows just to kind of get a feel for my people, see what everybody's doing. And one of the things I really liked was one of you pointed out that, actually I say one of you, it might have been Best of Trek, Worst of Trek, or probably, no, it was the other guy I just discovered. Forgive me, I can't remember his name. He's the guy with the ball cap and the beard. I'm sure I'll find it. Anyway, he pointed out that he liked the body swap parts. And then I saw another review who was like, worst part of the episode was the stupid body swap thing. It's so been done and blah, blah, blah. Look, nobody's blazing new trails in this show yet. Now, I think you will start to get once I'm sort of giving them a pass on this whole season. What do I mean by that? I don't want it to seem like I'm giving them a pass does not mean that they're getting away with anything or that I'm accepting subpar episodes. What I mean is we're clearly getting tropey episodes that we're used to. This whole thing rings like nostalgia porn. It's oh yeah, I remember that. I remember that. I remember that. I remember that. A lot of member berries. Totally fine. It's pulling us in and keeping us. I believe we're going to really start getting toward the back half of the season, as well as going into next season, because I know we're getting more seasons. I think we're going to start seeing the evolution of these people. Because here's the thing: by the end of this particular mission, meaning these missions that the Enterprise is on now, you're going to lose Ortega, you're going to lose Hemmer, you're going to lose all these characters who we don't know, who are not eventually serving on Kirk's Enterprise. And as a result, that means that a lot of more story has to happen.
Yeah.
We're going to little by little. Yeah. I would love to see Ortega. Maybe she gets reassigned, season 2 or 3. And then they introduce an Ensign Sulu or something along those lines. Show us, use this show to do what you're doing. Mm-hmm. Show us more of the young character. Give us the young adventures of the Enterprise crew. You know what I mean? Yeah. What do you think?
You said,
seriously, what do you think of the idea of them bringing those older people in and sort of getting? Because remember, all this is based on the idea that this is before Kirk's crew and his time and all this other stuff. We already know we are going to get James T. Kirk next season. Mm-hmm. And the picture they've shown is him sitting in a captain's chair. Mm. I hold very firm to the belief he's going to be captain of another ship, probably the Farragut, because canonically speaking, that was the ship he was the captain of prior to being assigned to the Enterprise. And I feel like that's either they're going to, I think I said this last week actually, they're going to have Pike, for whatever reason, get busy, step down, blah, 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 have to go somewhere else. And they bring him in to, just like Pike did on Discovery, they bring Kirk in to babysit at the Enterprise. Okay. And so he'll get his first taste, and we'll get the dabbling. Mm. And I think that'll be when you see Kirk at that stage. And possibly, but I feel like because the thing is, when Kirk joined the Enterprise, he joined the Enterprise, but everybody else was already there. I don't believe he brought anyone new. That's not true. I think maybe he brought Bones. Maybe he brought McCoy with him. I might be getting that confused with the 2009 movie that wanted to make them friends. And I think they were probably friends or whatever else. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But I do feel like so who knows? We'll see. I love this so much. Fly fish. Okay, Ian High says fly fishing in Surgeons is actually a real thing due to the precision required to create the fly. And yes, I love the green wraparound uniform, dude. Right?
I gotta tell on you for a second. Sure. He was so excited when he found this out.
Dude, I want to work on getting one. You have no, or either making one or getting one. Probably making one. But I really would love to. I may do a one shirt like that instead of a zip up like this one. But I really love that outfit. Does it fit? No, absolutely not. It has no business being in this thing any more than the original one did when Kirk wore it. You know what I mean? But I felt the fact that they showed it, the fact that they brought it in, I'm like, okay, fine. I'll totally give you a pass on that one. But yeah, man, it was good. I loved it. Fight music callback obviously was great. Oh, best Trek, where's Trek? Just talking about you. This is one of the best pure comedies in Trek. The fight music callback was nice. Didn't like the leather addition to the gold wraparound. While it's a fun, or the probably meant the green wraparound. While it's a fun exploration of giving Spock and T'Pring a better understanding of each other, it's hard to take her side seriously when you know how this turns out in a few years down the road. When has Spock ever resorted to violence so casually to solve a simple problem? As always, thanks for helping me know it better. That's right. So yeah, man, I'll go with that. You know, so in a few years, spoilers for the original series, that's a long time old. In the original Amok Time, the one we were just looking at pictures of, this whole thing comes about because, remember she made the joke in the pilot? I'm not going to chase you around space just to get married. Right. She chases him around space to get married. And so eventually they had to do it for real. And so she gives all kinds of reasons, but at the end of the day, she wants to marry this guy. And so she ends up, they fight. She, rather than having him fight him, she picks her challenger to be Kirk. And so that's why you get this fight. Yeah, you're just now, I know. I don't
like her anymore now. Man. I totally don't like.
I should force you to watch to watch Amok Time. I think I said I was going to. Yeah. We should totally watch that at some point. Only because I think you'd get it. I think now
I'll watch it before the next time, and I'll
that'd be great. Yeah. Just to get an idea of what. Okay, cool. So that's our assignment next week. Before next week's Trek Talk Tuesday, we're gonna watch Amok Time together. I might record a short little like blurb before and then get after. Somebody who's never seen Amok Time watches it for the very first time.
Like I said, now I don't like her.
Right? Because you're like, where's she coming? But yeah, no, I'd love to get your fresh eyes on that. Okay. That's one of my favorite things I think about having you on the show is that because you aren't tainted like a lot of us are. I say tainted, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, yeah, man, so it's very cool.
Well, scroll down and let's go a little.
Sure. I don't get into these a bunch of arguments and fights about some stuff. I don't really. I like
that.
Stuff.
I like that there's discussion on your.
I love that there's discussion. So it's not. I'm not trying to hide anybody. Brackiator said I mostly hated this episode. Totally fair. It confirmed my worst fears about how the Strange New Worlds writers might approach Trek. The best TV shows and movies based on long-running franchises avoid the error of writing an episode that asks a stupid question. What if the character within the episode knew everything about this fictional universe that loyal fans know from watching the show? ? Okay, he gives a lot more statements and there's a whole much more there. I don't agree with this thought process, but I do love the fact that we're having conversation. Everybody keep it. That's right. I love it. Good job, Charlotte Bolton. You are entitled to your opinion. Absolutely correct. You know. Let me see. So yeah, swap episodes. Next up, Spock and Chapel meet Frankenstein. I mean, Chapel. I would be down for Spock and Chapel meeting Frankenstein. I'm totally kidding. That'd be so
weird.
I am weird. Say what you said, because I know you've been wanting to talk about this for a while.
I want to know more about Chapel.
Right? So the only connection, canonically speaking, to the original series is that Chapel had a crush on Spock. That was always. It's funny. This other commentator was that was in the old series. That was like her one. That was the one defining character trait about Nurse Chapel. Otherwise, she was just blonde nurse who stands and gives McCoy stuff. They've fleshed out her character a lot more in this, in that they've given her some backstory. They've given her a little bit of nuance. You find a little bit of relationship styles and this and that. I like what they've filled in the gaps with. I think that her and Spock, their interactions have been good. I'm actually not super worried about Spock and her having any kind of an affair or any kind of relationship. I feel like Spock's the kind of person who will be very much about having a friend, having someone. Okay. Now she I believe fully it's going to be, but I believe it's going to be unrequited.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. This series has gone left when I thought it was going to go right, and it's done a lot of other things. So don't quote me. We'll see what happens. But yeah, man, I thought that was it was an interesting take. So much.
Let's scroll down to the bottom, and since we always do the top, let's see if people on the bottom.
This is the bottom.
Oh,
this is the bottom.
We did good.
I know. We did really good. Yeah, no, we did real good. I want to make a joke, but it might be insulting, so I'm not going to do that. I tend to joke about people's names all the time, so, like, it's not a thing. Trust me. My name is literally Mr. Know-It-All. Come on. What right do I have to make fun of anyone? Anyway, so yeah, man, thanks so much. These are great comments. Mm-hmm. Okay, so, next week, let's take a look.
Let's watch, yeah.
Yes, let's take a look. We're going to watch the trailer promo from next week's episode, episode 6. Here we go.
Let's go meet our guests.
Pike? You know her? Your new uniform is very yellow.
It's gold, technically, because I'm a captain.
The first servant is a whole new child. Everyone on Majalis is his family.
I bet I could generate my own subspace frequency.
That would be an impressive feat.
The boy is in great danger. There's no one I can trust.
Red alert! What the hell is going on?
If the first servant doesn't ascend, we'll be destroyed.
Wow! What did you think?
It's tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Sweet.
That's a great reaction. It got you, didn't it?
It did.
I'm like, okay, well, show me what you guys are working with on this one. I kind of like it. I'm trying to think if any thoughts came to mind immediately. Let's go through frame by frame. Clearly the one lady is
Nose Pike.
Yeah, and is very much like she's all about her some Pike. Let me see. So you got a really nice shot of number one and Pike walking onto the transporter. Freeze on this. She's nice looking.
Obviously, he knows who she is.
Yeah. That's what I think too.
Okay, I thought you were trying to. I'm like, what?
No, they have this. Whoever the species is, wherever she's from, they must have a history of some kind. Mm-hmm. I do kind of love how he's all. I love. See,
I'm captain.
But I love it. Yeah, I love. So he's like, hey, what's up? That's right. You're used to seeing me. Here's my outfit. Somebody tried to say that they're trying to make Pike look or act like Kirk, and I'm like, I don't think so. The one thing Kirk never had was boyish, like, shy charm. What's up?
Nothing. Go ahead.
What are you thinking?
Nothing. I'm listening to you. Stop it.
He's never had that. Like, to me, he's much more. He's that, like, I'm a country boy. What's going on at heart? I'm a good old fashioned. He's Mountain Man Pike with the beard on a horse.
On a horse.
Okay.
In the snowstorm.
For real. Like, that's legit. It's funny. Somebody said it might be in the comments or maybe somebody in real life. Forgive me if I don't remember at this moment. Somebody goes, you know what my kids are worried about the most? They're worried about Pike. Did Pike leave his horses just sitting out? Did he just get on the shuttle with the Admiral April right there, and the horses are just out in the field? Oh well. And I'm like, I don't think so. But yeah, man. So you got Pike doing his being his pikiness, and she's pointing out the yellow uniform. He's like, it's got to gold. Sorry, learn to gold. And then look at it. Even his, like, without sound, he's
got
he's just without sound. He's so clever looking, isn't he?
There you go, clever looking.
Yeah, dude.
Smolder.
He's definitely got a smolder. I love this. I'm freeze framed on the cityscape that they show. This, like, planet place. It's really nice. Those are places in the clouds. This is a cloud city. But it's a cloud city.
I didn't realize that.
It's a cloud city, Star Trek style.
Right?
By that I mean
it's literally a cloud and then a building on
a
cloud,
clouds.
all over the place. It's like neighborhoods.
It totally is.
Did you see?
I kind of love that.
You see Chicago,
right? And it looks like this. It sounds from the sounds of it like this kid is some sort of a holy person.
Kind of like, yeah. It kind of reminded me that one comedy that we just recently watched it.
A comedy?
Yes.
Final Space?
Child. Golden Child.
The Golden Child. Eddie Murphy's The Golden Child. Yes. This one's a little more talkative. At one point, the kids...
But no, I mean, it sounds... My husband's going to kick me off this show.
Never. She's not kicked off the ship, I promise. Hey, as the chief medical officer, you're the only person that can what do you call it? Take me out of away from can make me step down because you think I'm unfit. Because only you can diagnose if I'm unfit. Mm-hmm. I know. But yeah, so what do you? Okay, so
no, he's like a special kid. Obviously,
at one point he says to Spock, I can generate my own singularity, and you're like, wait, what? My question is he like Kim Jong-un? Like, is he a kid who just thinks he's all godlike?
Well, no, because the woman in the background does say the entire planet's his family.
Right. So yeah. So there's definitely a lot of. So the one thing everybody has been talking about online is what this era of Star Trek is currently missing is that all-powerful Q-like god being, Squire of Gothos, those kinds of people. That's an episode of original series that had a Q-like person. I say Q because you just got finished watching Picard season 2 with me, yes. Right? And so we've actually watched a couple of Next Gen episodes too when I was doing my rewatch. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man. So I'm hoping we get. I really want to get. That's the only. If you're gonna trope me, then the only one we're missing is the something that is more powerful that looks like it's juvenile or something, and the captain has to essentially either outthink it, outsmart it, outtreat it like a child or whatever, outparent it into. Seriously, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And because it's always inevitably like, all right, fine, I guess I'll listen. And then they go do the thing, and you're like, did you just order around a god? He's like, shut up. He doesn't notice yet. You know what I mean? It's like, whatever. But yeah, no, I'm down, man. I like that. And then it looks like they get in some kind of trouble of some sort. There's the part where he talks to Spock about the singularity, which is cool. And then they have this underground place. The underground place looks dope.
See, I didn't think it was underground. I thought it was nighttime.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
See, I gotta remember, I'm so used to... I'm used to the language of Star Trek. You might be right! This is nighttime. But it's in the clouds still. It's nighttime in the sky. And it looks like some of these other places above are dropping colored cable, have colored like ribbon coming from their buildings. Anyway.
Their cloud.
Whatever that is. Their cloud. I love it. They're a cloud. Totally. Let me see. The door sideways because cameras and things. This is where Pike gets the ladies' house. Oh, they kissed. They were just smoochy.
They went to smoochy smooch.
That's right. And then cool starships because you gotta have cool starships. Of course, you have the screens going all RGB because something happened. They got hit. You know, they did the classic, and we're getting hit from the left, and we're getting hit from the right. It's like we had to go suddenly move a certain way. Oh yeah, I love that. But yeah, man, that's dope. But yeah, man,
watch it first.
I know. Shut up. But yeah, tons of good stuff. So what do you think of this episode?
I liked it.
I think Pike's gonna have to save somebody.
Yeah,
and
he's gonna have to.
You did hear her. If the kid,
I think the kid's the one that's in danger. If the
kid doesn't do the thing, he's supposed to die.
Right.
I think it's gonna. I'm gonna predict she's gonna ask Pike to help save the kid and get the kid off of because he knows Pike will do. She knows Pike will do.
Yeah.
Something good like that.
Yeah, I'm excited now that, especially since it's tomorrow.
Yeah, dude. I am too. All right, man. Well, there you go. Now you know. If knowing's half the battle, I hope you're halfway to being know it all yourself. What is your... What? What do you think? What do you think?
So, have you ever told them our game
Which
that
one?
we have in the house?
Which one?
That you, myself, and Baby Know It All play. That you're going to do at her. That you're going to do at her wedding. When you call it a name. And we all have to act that way.
Oh! So...
Because I wanted to do it so bad!
You should have. You totally should have. You should have, and because of that, you don't get to do it this week. Don't do it this week. We're going to introduce you guys to a new fun game next Trek Talk Tuesday. It's one that we learned about online, and this family, especially during the pandemic...
Oh my gosh.
We adopted it. And this probably saved our sanity in a lot of ways. So I can't wait to tell you guys all about it next week. It's definitely Star Trek related.
Definitely.
Tangentially, but it's awesome. All right. Yeah, man. Because you're only joining us on the Trek Talk Tuesdays. What's your know-it-all index? How did you rate this episode?
8, easy.
Right on.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. I thought it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, man. I'm here for it. The episode was amazing. I loved it. It wasn't hard hitting. You got a nice fun story, and now next week looks like we're gonna get some more stuff there. So all right, man. Well, that's it. I'll see you next week. never forget.
Everyone loves a know-it-all.
That's right.